Hey, we're at Maxwell's in West Fargo, and today we're gonna make Swedish meatballs.
Or finished.
I'm Jim Manny.
And I'm Nicole Phillips.
And this is Hungry for More.
Hi, we're at Maxwell's in West Fargo. We're here with Chef Wald, who is going to make
Today we're
Swedish meatballs.
Exactly. Just a little spin on Swedish meatballs because, you know, being in the, the Fargo area, it's kind of a popular dish. So we wanted to adapt something similar for the general public to recognize into our restaurant. So we're just kind of doing a little different spin on Swedish meatballs today.
All right, so what do we do first?
First we're going to start by making our meatball mix, which here I have 1 pound of lean ground beef. And to this, I'm going to add, I'm going to start off with some molasses. And this is kind of an easy recipe.
So that's how you make meatballs.
And we're just going to kind of eyeball this, but it's roughly about 1/4 cup of molasses. And then equal parts vinegar for acidic, about 1/4 cup.
And what kind of vinegar is it?
Here I'm just using red wine vinegar. And then I have some Worcestershire. Again, just equal parts, about 1/4 cup. And some soy sauce. You're going to use some tomato paste. You can use ketchup too at home if you don't have tomato paste. A couple tablespoons. And then for the spicy meatball, I just have a little chili garlic paste.
That was a really, really bad impression. That was like my...
I'm not Italian.
Orfadurfashirma, because I'm not Swedish, right?
We're also going to add some mustard. Here I just have a Dijon mustard. You can use a whole grain mustard. You can just use your French's yellow mustard that you already have in your refrigerator if you want, but whatever preferred mustard they have.
I'm loving this guy because he's really making me feel like the trashiness that I am as a cook, where I just, we got some ketchup and we got some mustard.
It's okay.
You can make it.
You got to utilize
special.
what you already have in your fridge or in your pantry. So then we're going to add an egg. I kind of roughly have a ratio of 1 egg per pound of beef, and this will feed about anywhere between, as an hors d'oeuvres, probably 4 to 8 people, depending on how many hors d'oeuvres that you're doing for your party.
Unless Jim Manny's there, and then it feeds like
2. Me.
Yeah, make him a pound on his own, right?
2. Me. Right. Listen to him. He's counting himself as double these days. Great. Crumbs.
Yep. And then I have some breadcrumbs. I use panko, Japanese style breadcrumbs, but you can just use anything that you can find at the grocery store. Some people have just dried out bread left at home and they'll make their own breadcrumbs. Sure. So just a little bit of breadcrumbs, and then I always like to add a little parsley for color. Fresh or dried's fine. And then we're going to go ahead and we're going to mix this up, and we're going to roll it out into little 1-ounce meatballs. Bake them off in our oven about 400 degrees for about 10-12 minutes, and then we'll build our sauce and finish the dish.
Is this a pretty popular dish here at Maxwell's?
Yes, it is, especially in the bar, because it's just a very casual thing that people like to come in for. It's very comfort food. It's delicious, and people just kind of like to sit and chat and enjoy some meatballs.
And it goes well with a dark beer.
It really does.
Or red wine.
Or red wine.
Vodka.
I see where you're getting at this.
Jack Daniels.
Tequila, whatever.
Whatever your heart desires, really. So now that our meatballs are in the oven, this is the opportunity for us to build our sauce. So what we're going to do is we're going to start off with a hot saute pan or a saucepan if that's what you have at home. We're going to have a little bit of oil. I just use a vegetable oil or a canola oil to be precise. Extra virgin olive oil is fine, but I just prefer the canola oil.
For taste or what?
It's the taste. A lot of times extra virgin olive oil has such a pungent taste or flavor to it that it can almost overpower what you're doing. And also canola oil has a lot of the same health benefits or that olive oil has. But a fraction of the price.
I always thought that olive oil was healthier. Okay, go on.
But it's a neutral flavored oil, so it's not going to add anything to our dish, right?
Exactly. So anyway, we're going to start with our hot pan, and we're going to add some mushrooms. These here are cremini mushrooms, which are just kind of called baby portobello mushrooms. And I just got a couple cups chopped up, just really rustic style.
You're stirring with your hands.
Oh, it's okay. So I'm gonna add a little bit of shallot or some fine chopped red onion, about a tablespoon. And we're just gonna add a little bit of garlic. Not too much, because I don't want the garlic to overpower what we're doing today, but it's gonna add a little extra flavor for us. I'm gonna stir this together. Okay, we don't want our garlic to burn, but now we're going to deglaze with, use sweet vermouth. So this is going to be like a cremini mushroom sweet vermouth cream sauce for our meatballs.
All right.
So I just got a little bit of sweet vermouth here.
Careful.
Don't want to add too much, or else it'll give you a little bit of a bitter flavor. But we want enough to make sure that we have that nice sweetness to balance out the richness that we have in the mushrooms.
Is there a specific measurement on that, or how much do you just put in there, or just it?
You know, I just use about 2 or 3 tablespoons. Yeah. It just depends on how much wooziness you really want it to be for yourself. So
okay.
Some might want a little bit less, and this guy might want a little bit more.
Yeah.
Smells great in here right now.
So we brought this to a boil, and that actually cooks out the alcohol. I'm sorry, but. And now I just have some heavy cream. I'm just going to kind of add enough cream to cover. I'm going to now turn my heat up to high. I'm going to bring this to a boil. I'm just going to kind of let this reduce a little bit. And during this process, the mushrooms are going to start breaking down a little bit further. And mushrooms have natural waters in them. And as they cook down, they release those waters, and they kind of add a lot of flavor to what we're doing. So now that it's come to a boil, I'm just going to add a little bit of butter, and that butter is just going to kind of bring it all together. It's the butter, we call it here at the restaurant, referring back to the Big Lebowski, it's like the rug. It ties the dish. It ties the dish together.
It really does tie the dish together.
Exactly.
All right.
Excuse me.
I feel about butter like I feel about chocolate.
You love it? You love it?
The more the better.
The more the better. So I'm just going to add
better.
a couple pats of butter, and that's a kitchen term, I guess, a pat of butter, but 1 pat of butter is 1 tablespoon. And I'm just going to finish it with some Parmesan cheese. Nice amount, almost like a nice cheesy sauce. And again, just a little bit of parsley, just for some color. You can use fresh or dried. We usually use fresh at the restaurant. I'm just going to kind of softly stir this together. And the reason I took off the heat and then I'm adding this stuff, because cheese, if you put it on the heat, it settles to the bottom and it scorches to the bottom of the pan.
Oh.
So our sauce is already hot and everything's good, so we add our cheese at the end rather than at the beginning, so that we're not burning our cheese, because once something burns in the bottom of the pan, the whole dish is ruined.
Don't I know it? Wow.
So that's the reason.
Okay.
And then we're just going to season it with a little bit of kosher salt and some fresh ground black pepper. And then we're going to pull our meatballs out of the oven, and we're going to finish our dish. So now we're going to take our sweet vermouth mushroom cream sauce, and we're going to put it over our meatballs. I like to almost have more sauce than meatballs, because we're going to serve some nice bread with this. And as we say at the restaurant, it's all about the sauce.
I believe it. It smells delicious.
So now we're just going to serve this with some fresh bread. So we're going to slice our ciabatta and then into a little bit more manageable pieces.
God, he doesn't know us.
So here we have today's creation. We have meatballs with a sweet vermouth wild mushroom cream sauce.
From Chef Mike at Maxwell's in West Fargo. Thank you. I'm Nicole Phillips.
I'm Jim Manning, and this is Hungry for More. Isn't that good? It's fantastic.